guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be talking about the new Anastasia Beverly Hills Norvina eyeshadow palette, and I also purchased 3 out of the 5 or 6, I can never remember, I think 6 new lip glosses. So I have these as well too to try on for you. So this is going to be a first impressions video. I just received this box. I'm going to be traveling for work starting Sunday, so I just wanted to get this video up for you guys, give you my first impressions thoughts, and if this is anything like their Modern Renaissance or Soft Glam palette, then I think I'm going to like it. So if you're interested in seeing me play with this new stuff, then just keep on watching. Alright, I'm going to put aside the lip glosses for now and just jump straight into the eyeshadow palette. So here's the box that the eyeshadow palette comes in. The packaging is that soft velvet packaging that they've been using since the Modern Renaissance palette, I believe, or before then? No, I think the Modern Renaissance palette is when they started doing this. So it has the same exact layout as the Modern Renaissance palette up through the Soft Glam palette. It has 14 shades. Here they are. It comes with a dual-ended brush. It has a big mirror at the front. So very familiar layout. Nothing new there. I'm going to take the brush out because it's just going to keep falling out. So the top row here we have all shimmers, and then here we have 7 matte shades. So I think you can create some really interesting and different looks from just this palette. I think you could do something really neutral. I think you can pop it with the purples in here or the pinks. So let me go ahead and swatch these for you before we go any further. I'm just going to start at the top and do the shimmers first. So we have Dreamer, Summer, Wild Child, and Rose Gold. Whoa. These shadows are super soft. I wasn't pressing that hard in there, and there's already like an indentation. So these are really, really creamy. And here is Dreamer, Summer, wow. Sorry, I'm just gonna go over that again just so I don't have shadow all over the place. Wild Child and Rose Gold. Ooh, they look very pretty. These shimmery shadows, they seem softer than the ones that are in the Modern Renaissance or the Soft Glam palette. I don't have Subculture or Prism, so I can't speak to those two. But yeah, in comparison to those other 2 palettes, these definitely feel softer. So I'm going to take it a little bit easier, although I wasn't pressing very hard the first time. So we have Celestial, Dazzling, and Drama. Drama is definitely a little bit drier feeling. That's the dark color here. So here is Celestial, Dazzling, and Drama. Dazzling is really cool. It's like a duochrome. There's like a purpley pink shift in there. Really pretty. So these are all the shimmer shades that are on the top row. So let me take these off and then we can go ahead and swatch the matte shades. All right, so let's go ahead and swatch the bottom row here. So here is Base, Soul, Incense, and Love. And then the last 3 here, all of these feel really like silky soft in the pan, but we'll see when I use a brush how much kick up there is. But these are the last 3 colors. This one is Volatile, Eccentric, and Passion. I love the shade ranges that Anastasia does. They're always so different. To me, they're always very, very unique. And I know when pictures of this first came out, people were like, oh, you know, it looks like every other kind of like cool tone purple palette out there, like the Lila palette. I don't think it actually looks similar to the Lila palette at all. This is much more lilac-y, but why don't I go ahead and grab that palette and just hold them side by side so you guys can do at least a visual comparison. So here is the Lila palette, and here is the Anastasia Beverly Hills palette. I just don't think that they look similar really to me at all, except that there's some purples in there, but that's about it. Like this bright pink, there's no bright pink in here. This one is like a rose gold. I don't see that in here either. I don't know. To me, it's pretty different. I don't think that there are a lot of like dupe shades between the two. Now, I feel like I've also seen a lot of comparisons between this Norvina palette and I think one of the Huda Beauty palettes. I don't have any of those palettes, so I can't. Oh, Desert Dusk, I think is the one. So I can't compare it to that. But the one palette I thought that maybe there were some like similarities there, or at least it gave me kind of a similar feel, is the Viseart Trist palette. So let me hold up these two next to one another. I think that they kind of give me the same feels. Again, I don't feel like they're that close. They just, I don't know, a little bit of a similarity there. So here's the Trist palette and here's the Norvina palette. So I think what reminded me of the Trist palette is that the Trist palette is also very like purpley and pinky, and that's just kind of what I see when I look at the Norvina palette. I mean, aside from the neutrals over here, but I just see a lot of like lilacs and a lot of pinks, and that's kind of what I see in the Viseart. So a little bit of similarity there, but with the formula being completely different, it's almost like comparing apples to oranges. So I'm sitting here looking at this, trying to figure out what to do. Of course, I want to go ahead and do like a purpley look and maybe try and incorporate some of the pink colors, but maybe what I'll do is stick to purples and then do some of the neutrals in there. So I'm going to go ahead and lay down this color called Base. I think that's probably what the color is meant for. So I'm going to use a blending brush. I'm going to take the sticker off of this mirror, and I'm just going to blend this base color all over my lid. There is quite a bit of powder kick up when I put my brush in there, but so far so good. I think most of the Anastasia shadows are very powdery, so this isn't like any sort of shocking surprise for me. I think I'm going to go into this Eccentric color. This is the one that's a little bit more mustardy and orangey in base. I was going to use Incense, which is probably the safer bet for a transition color, but I'm going to try something different. So I'm going to use Eccentric. I'm going to use the same brush here and just dip into this lightly. Whoa, that is pigmented. See if it blends out easily. Oh yeah, blends out beautifully. I should mention, I'm using the Tom Ford blender brush, and this is the one with undyed goat hair. If you've never seen any of my videos on the Modern Renaissance or the Soft Glam palettes, I really like those too. So I get along with Anastasia Beverly Hills. Generally, I think they're really great. I did order the Subculture and I did return. That one didn't really work out for me, and then I never picked up the Prism. So anyway, so that's my history with ABH palettes. I definitely want to use this Soul color, which is this very cool, like lilac-y shade. It almost, oh, you know, it's a matte, but there are definitely some sparkles in there. Same with Love. So Soul and Love are matte, but with just a little bit of sparkle in there. So I think what I'm going to do is put down this Soul color towards the inside of my lid here. And I need a flat shader for that. Let me try synthetic brush. This is the Sigma E25 brush that I really love for like a flat shader. I'm going to go into Soul and just focus that on the inner corner here. Ooh, how pretty. Okay, interesting so far. Where should I go from here? I want to use one of these shimmers now. I want to go ahead and use Celestial, which is the shimmery purple over here. Let me use the same E25 brush. I want to see how synthetic works with these glittery shades. So I'm going in lightly. It is picking up quite a bit here. And I'm going to pack that onto the center part of my lid. Wow, that's pretty. Not quite as vibrant as I thought, so maybe we should try wetting my brush. I'm going to go into Celestial, and then I'm going to spray my brush because I don't want to get the whole pan wet. Yeah, it's a bit shinier that way. So this Eccentric color that I used first or second has been completely, I think, overpowered by the purples. So I think I'm going to go into Passion, which is this darker brown. There's a bit of red in there. And I'm going to go ahead and use that to deepen my outer V area. And I'm just bringing it over the purples a little bit just to blend that out. I'm just dipping into the Eccentric just a little bit on this eye. I feel like this eye is not quite as blended as this one. Fun. I'm liking that. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and go into this passion color again and line my lash lines. All right, maybe I will put a little bit of inner corner highlight. I'll go into this Dreamer color over here. That's the lightest shimmery shade. And let me use, I'm gonna use just the tip of this brush. So there, just a pop on the inner corner. Well, I have to say, I really like this palette. I think it performs like the other two that I really like from her, the Soft Glam and the Modern Renaissance. I think if you're a fan of those palettes, you'll be a fan of this palette. The formula is very, very similar. I do feel like a lot of these shimmery shades are really soft though. So be careful when you use those or when you swatch or when you kind of play around with them. All right, so let's move on over to these lip glosses. I'm really curious if you can see like a difference on my lips between these three colors. I tried to get three like pretty different looking colors. So I got one that was like kind of peachy toned, and this one is Sunscape. And then I got one that was kind of like in the middle there, and this one's Freya. And this one is just sort of straight up like a white gold, and this is Luna. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with Luna. And if you do follow me on Instagram, I did swatch these on my hand. I did mention that they smell like cake batter, which is not my favorite thing. So there is Luna. Hopefully you guys can see the reflect in there. It's really pretty. You guys know how much I like a gold lip, so this is right up my alley. It makes my lips look really juicy. So I used a makeup remover wipe to take off that lip gloss, but there seems to be a lot of glitter left over. So it takes a little bit to get all the glitter off from the lip gloss, and I definitely still have some on, but what are you gonna do? It's glitter lip gloss. So let me try Freya next. This one is more pinky. That's interesting. I think this is more like visible on the lips. These lip glosses are barely sticky. All right, so here is Sunscape. This one looks the peachiest in the tube. Ooh, this one looks the most frosty. Definitely has some glitter bits in there, but this one, I feel like these are like very glittery kind of top coats. I would wear them by themselves, no problem. But this one definitely has some like opacity to it. I don't think this goes with my eye at all. So I think I'm gonna switch it out. Maybe for the Luna color. I really liked this gold. But this one is Sunscape. Ooh, I like these. I wonder if I should get the other three or other two. I think other three. I really, really like these. I didn't think that you'd be able to see much of a difference between them, but I think you can really see the difference on the lips. All right, I'm just gonna throw Luna back on. All right, I am always in the mood for a gold lip. I don't know what's wrong with me. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this video. I will definitely report back on this palette and these lip glosses if my opinion changes, but for now, I really, really like this palette. It is very reminiscent in terms of performance to the Modern Renaissance and to the Soft Glam. I think it performs really nicely. The shadows are obviously very, very pigmented. They blend out really easily. I just think it's a really easy formula to work with. And I think the one shimmer that I used, dry, it looked fine. I think it's like bright and shimmery enough for like in real life, but I think if you want more of like an Instagram look, you can just simply wet your brush with some Fix Plus or with some water, and it really amped it up quite a bit. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you did. Please let me know if you have any questions down below in the comments section. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and I'll see you in my next video.